Guys, hold up, hold up, hold up. I had to just go live like a second early because I saw that Hans is back. Hans, are you there? You totally railed the show. Look at that. Hans, welcome back, Hans. Pull up a stool, fool. Sit down. Grab a pint of something, something tasty. It is a little bit like the prodigal son. I always want to welcome the regulars back to the show, but Hans is a regular. He just hasn't been here in a while. I'm glad to see you, Hans. So you caught me. You stumped me. I wasn't really expecting. It's just like, yeah, I was sitting here watching you guys gather in the green room in the lobby, and Hans. Glad welcome back and welcome. We saved your spot, and I'm glad to see you here. Pull up a chair, pour a frosty one. You're the mixologist, as well as a good friend. So wow, what a nice St. Patty's Day miracle, and pleasant surprise and wonderful surprise at that. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Let me tell everyone that you are all appreciated just as much, and don't go away for a long time and come back and just to get that reaction out of me. I'll probably end up having a heart attack. I'm only getting older. So Brandon, Phil, Mark, good to see you. Jason, good to see you. Kevin, it's terrific. Yellow, good to see you. Tim, stopping by. Did I ever see the documentary on the Boondock Saints? Oh, yeah, the Boondock Saints. It's St. Patty's Day. Why Boondock Saints? We're plenty of good Irish movies to watch. There are, and you're a movie guru too. Oh, that's a crazy start. Crazy start. I mean, pretty much the rest of the show can only go downhill from here. So just bear with me, and let's take this slide together into anonymity as we ever slouch toward extinction. I have a cold, frothy Murphy stout in my FRACASSI glass. Good to see you. Odds, no, not any documentary. Butcher Boy was great too. Yes, Butcher Boy. Oh, and yes, I got into the spirit of things. This is Walmart's finest, and I won't be doing that. My lawyers recommend against me ever doing that again. So yes, Butcher Boy was a fantastic movie, but the book, was absolutely one of my favorite books of all time. Patty, good to see you. Cheers. David, good to see you. Patty, I'm enjoying beers in the valley. You guys up the game, and I'm like, I didn't even know if anybody would show up because it's St. Patty's Day and the drunkening. The drunkening is a book by Bentley Little. It's about St. Patty's Day and how one corporate bar, takes over and pushes out all the small mom and pop pubs. It's what it's about. But you guys have upped the game. I'll check in with the Duff Bucket, the Magic Duff Bucket, as it were. What have you got for me, Magic Duff Bucket? Do you have any St. Patty's Day miracles in here? No. You've got the Walmart, the best beer I can get around here. There are not many options. If you go to the South, they have a thing where they think if you can't buy groceries and there's no really good liquor stores here, none. It's like they feel that if they make it available, you'll kill yourself with alcohol. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not, not native to the area, so I don't know what the thinking was to make it hard to get good beer. So this is Wiseacre. This has got to get up to get down. And it's what I got this St. Patty's Day. But I'll tell you guys, beers in the Valley glass, stouts. And Murphy's Stout is good. That's what I drank when I was in Ireland. Murphy's Stout. It's like Cork, the town of Cork, was like, Guinness. What's a Guinness? Hey, Smitty, you ever hear of Guinness? What's this? This Yankee wants a Guinness. I don't know. We got Murphy's Stout. We heard this. You said Guinness Stout? Well, we have a Murphy's. And that's what they'll give you. And then cider. Bulmer's cider is what Jill would drink. Bulmer's Cider and Murphy Stout in Cork. I came here because I have a bone to pick when the time is always right. Picking bones. Hans. However, everyone, I'd say I miss you, but you're all in the same groups on Facebook. We're all there, and we're bopping around there. Huzzah! I didn't huzzah you, Mike. I didn't huzzah you. Huzzah, Hans. Alexia, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Gather around. You know, we're gonna play some trad Irish music, but you got to imagine it in your head, because I don't have a good radio and I don't want to get copyright claims against my channel, my little channel, tight little channel. That's forget I said that. Mike, yes, hardcover fanatic, hardcover number one's here. Good to see you. Mitch, again, what did you say, Mitch? I'm bopping around. St. Patty. Yes, you are St. Patty. Arkansas Patty. We left the bar because I could not miss the Jeff Word Live. No, you were all decked out with your stuff. You could put me on in the bar. Put me right up there. You know what? Put me on the bar, on your phone, like there, and then everybody can come in and yell and enjoy the show and talk books if they want. Murphy's is better. Guinness is to Ireland as Foster's is to Australia. I bet you that's true. I got a bone to pick. Not at any of you. Huzzah, producer Jill. Jill, you got a huzzah. Jeff needs brew ASAP. Yeah, I gotta hook up with Mitch. I thought producer Jill was around. I don't know where she is. Anyone get the new Thunderstorm Ian Rogers? I forgot to write that one down. You're right. I got a direct message from but we can talk about that. Yes. The hot hand right now is Ian Rogers. I got a direct message from a collector I've spoken with on Facebook for years and years. Maybe some of you noticed I've been selling some of my Rare King Arcs and Proofs. Yes. Yes, I know. I have seen that. Passed on to Thunderstorm Rogers. Yeah, he did. He's got the hot hand. He's got the Earthling. He's got with family. He's got a Cemetery Dance with Sycamore. Was that it? Now he's got Thunderstorm, but he also had that Twisted Retreat, Rebind, Every House is Haunted. He's got a hot hand right now, Mitch. Am I right? The guy's on fire. Mitch is an Earthling insider. Me, Alexia, David, and Mike hung out together last night. No, you didn't. Mitch, where? Where? Is that really Hans? I think Stephen Wayne Ellison Jr. is wiping a tear or two. Where did you guys hang out? Wait, I'm missing something. Yeah, we need to get a beer. Not a huge Thunderstorm collector, but I find Ian Rogers to be great. Like I said, a lot of people did. Yeah, we did, Mitch. Where were you hanging out? Zoom call with Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones Patreon? No. Did I miss it? Wow, how did that happen? I'm on his page. Am I not on his Patreon? I'm on his Patreon. What is going on? I need to reevaluate things. Dudes. Wow. Well, I got to look into that. I have to fix that. Damn. The message was, you still scamming people for money instead of selling your books. And to my knowledge, I have not scammed a single person, and I depend on. Wow. Well, Hans. Wow. I don't know if you want to spill who that is, but yeah, I wouldn't think you're scamming a soul. You have access to very personal arcs from a very legitimate route. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Hans. That would not be That would not be. You're welcome to come to the Jeff Word and sell on the Facebook page there. Not as big as some other places, but that's totally not cool, man. Dude, that is awful. Jason Meads messaged me and then blocked me before I could respond. I wonder if some collectors are upset with my prices. It's nobody's business. The thing is, like, you sell your books for the price you're willing to let go, right? So if market value is $1,000 and you're like, well, I'll let go of my 25th anniversary Cemetery Dance Collect gift edition for $1,200. That I'm not at 1,000, but if nobody can find it, and then they're like, well, there's only one left, and somebody wants to buy it, great. If I never sell it, great. It's not like a can of food. It's not like it's going to rot on my shelf. It's just like, that's the price I'm willing to let it go for. That's nobody's business except yours and the buyers. At all. Nobody at all should be complaining about what you're selling a book for. Now, there are people that will message you like, hey, man, that's a high price. Okay, then move along. Then congratulate me on owning a book I will have forever, apparently. So, Midas members only. Oh, I'm not at that level. But I don't know who Jason Meads is. I've never heard of that person. So prices I'm getting, by the way, there you go. And yet people price shame selling posts I know. That's nobody's business. Now, I could see some people saying, hey, like, your price is a little low. It's getting more. I don't want you to get ripped off. And then you could say, I don't care. I'm not in it for the money. I'm here to make a fan happy. And I can see people saying, hey, your price is a little high. You might not move it at that. But I wouldn't do it publicly. I would always do that like privately, and only if I know that person. I could see somebody thinking they're being helpful. And, the public thing I would say, if somebody's selling something really cheap, I'll be like, wow, those are really good prices. Like, those are really low. Like, this is a bargain. And that's like how I would signal to somebody who I didn't know that, you're probably low. You didn't do your research as much, but also great. Like that, it'll sell faster and somebody will get a good bargain. But a lot of times, those low prices, they are people I end up seeing in this collectible scammer book club. There's a group that admins are invited to of people who lowball because they know they'll get a quick sale and they can get out of Dodge before the dust settles. So that's something to keep an eye on. Lowballers can be scammers. In fact, do your homework on whoever you buy from. But yeah, Jason Meads, huh? And then he blocked you. So that, I don't know what to do with that. But I wouldn't take, yeah, it's yours and yours price. Thing is, I got no price shaming on my post, but I did get the direct message then blocked. So it bothers me. Yeah, don't let it bother you too much though. Like that's you put them on the discard heap. Don't give them another thought. Obviously, here's what I would say. If he direct message you, then he didn't publicly put it out there, and it's not going to affect your reputation with people you don't know. So, all in all, an ugly episode, but not worth another minute. I'm your book collecting therapist this evening in the 1-800 book therapy. Because here's the problem with social media. It's got these things. Social media is populated with these things called people. And apart from this little corner that we can cultivate here, it can be a rough place and full of sharp opinions and sharper tongues and callous folks. It's true. I mean, and it's not even no place is immune. The more people you get together, the more you're going to get bumped into, and But that guy's a jagoff, Hans. That guy's a jagoff. Don't waste a minute. Just saw the roster. Welcome back, Hans. Yeah, number one's welcoming you back. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Yes. It should not bother you. I'm not worried about Mr. Jason Meads, but I do worry there's more to this, and I don't know what's going. It's somebody got it up his undies in a bunch. That's how I met Philip for the first time, buying a book off him. And that's the funny thing, David. Philip FRACASSI, when I saw he published Boys in the Valley from Earthling, I'm like, this guy's a book collector. What? He wrote a book? Well, good for him. It was sort of like my attitude was good for him. It's probably not very good because he's just a book collector. What do book collectors know? I'm kidding, but and then I read it, and then it was like forever on this other trajectory of understanding Philip FRACASSI in a very different way. But yeah, that's funny. So I'm reaching out to Jeff Word Dirty 30. If they heard something, to please let me know who is grumbling. Whoever's grumbling can go pound sand up their ass, really. So yeah. Oh, Christopher Bowers, you bought off of him too. Cool. Philip FRACASSI selling some books, making some monies. Very happy Hans is here. Good evening, Lance. Good to see you. Hope Illinois is treating you fairly. How cowardly for someone to throw an insult and then block you. Shows the lack of character and invalidates everything they say, Hans. Now, Hans, if I was a more spiteful person, I would pull him up on this live and share his profile, perhaps. If I were a more spiteful, like if I was that kind of cat, if that was my thing. But here's the thing. I don't know who the person would be. I don't know who would, there are many Jason Meads profiles, and I don't know. There is a Jason Meads with 173 followers. Anyway, so I wouldn't pull him up. And besides, that's doxing people, and sort of like that gets like just knowing this story is fine, but going deeper is probably sketchy territory. I have heard absolutely nothing negative about Hans from anyone ever. Nope. And so that is rear view stuff, Hans. Rear view. Just, Schlanya. There you go. Schlanya. Man, ain't got nothing on you, Mitch. I gotta get another restock. I gotta get another airdrop. Mitch sends me Jeff Word Stouts with a drone, and he likes to prank me and put it on my roof, and or drop it in a very tall tree. It says, "Go get your beer. Go get your beer, Jeff." And then I have to go find it. It's fun. It's a fun game we play. I got CD Dr. Sleep from Philip before Boys in the Valley came out, so I was like, "Hey, I know him." Then went to buy several centipedes from him as well. Wow, that's crazy. That's probably how he helped fund his book tour. Man, I was blocked, so I can't see his profile, but his avatar is some basketball player. Basketball player. Huh. Well, maybe he blocked me too. I don't know. I don't see any basketball. At least nothing that's obvious at a glance. And nothing that says like, "Hey, this guy's in your group too." Usually they put that across as somebody who's like, "Oh yeah, he's also in your rare Stephen King group," or whatever it is. I probably left a lot of groups because I don't really care too much about Stephen King collecting. And I did. I don't know what group you were in, Hans, but I was in this one group. I actually got bounced from them, and there was like something hot was going on in there, and somebody's like, some fan of the channel is like, "Hey, you should reach out and join this group." I'm like, I was actually kicked out of there. They let me back in, and they're like, "Okay, but because I had words with somebody who was like jumping down my throat, and here's what I said to this person. I said, "Uh-oh, did someone cut themselves on an opinion?" That's all I could think I wrote. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't in the group anymore. Because it was one of those things where I posted an opinion, and then the person was like jumping down my throat, screaming at me about my opinion. I don't even remember what it was. And it was like sort of like it was my way of dismissing this person. Like, oh, the world's a dangerous place. You're going to encounter more of those opinions if you keep wandering these halls. I was probably trying to save her. And then I got bounced for my efforts of trying to be a lifeguard, social media lifeguard. So anyway, and once I got back in, it was a Stephen King Constant Readers Facebook group. It was like 80,000 people. I don't know. And I got back in there and I saw these people just screaming at each other over Stephen King. I'm like, I don't know, but who has time for this? I mean, we have our lives. There's enough drama in the world to get into these entanglements and try to sort it all out. So whatever group you are in, you got to be careful. Those Stephen King groups, especially, everybody's got an opinion on Stephen King. I just had somebody now, I'm not upset at this person, but somebody just commented on my top 10 Stephen King reads. And this person, I think it was a guy, Danny Pick Art. He wrote, I can't tell if you're messing around or you're serious because my top 10 includes Cell and Tommyknockers. Those are very unpopular picks. And so this person's like, I don't know if you're serious or just trolling everybody. And I'm like, well, I hope you realize that by the end of the video, I was serious. And if you feel a way about it, you can come talk. I'm going live in about 15 minutes. So if you are here, Danny, you can feel free to say like, wow, I did not realize I was dealing with somebody who's stunted, developmentally stunted, and would believe Cell is a good book. That's fine. It's fair. It's an opinion. But some people get angry that I like Cell or that I thought Tommyknockers. I don't think Tommyknockers gets the love it deserves. That is really a good book. And I reread it. I read it when I was 15 and The Shed scared the shit out of me. And I read it again like 2 years ago. And that chapter, even though I knew it was coming, still scared the shit out of me. There's something very unsettling in that chapter that hits a very particular nerve maybe, but nobody else cares. And I laugh at the artistic license that Stephen King took to turn a vending machine into a deadly weapon. It is brilliant on a certain level. It is brilliant. It's a master storyteller taking something that is mundane. It's like what Bentley Little wishes he could do. Because Bentley Little's trying to take the mundane and make it terrifying or dangerous. And he doesn't do it. He makes it boring and toothless and impotent. But Stephen King actually took a vending machine and made it a murder weapon, a force that you couldn't really contend with. It's a really interesting study in horror fiction. And so I recommend people disagree with me. That's fine. But not be angry. Like if somebody's like, I absolutely love Rose Madder, I'd be like, really? I am a little bit jealous when somebody loves a book that I hate because I want to love more things. I want to enjoy more in life. I wish I could love Bentley Little books. And Ron, if you're out there, if you're listening, number one, stay awake. But number two, I'll be sending you your chat book. So hang tight. But I want to enjoy more things. And I never get mad. I'm never, this this person's a doofus. How could, oh, what a moron. I don't get mad. I get mad when people tell me what to think, but not when they honestly share an authentic opinion. I love hearing it because then maybe I'm not considering something. Maybe there's an angle, keep an open mind and, not so open that your brain falls out, but Stephen King lovers is a dumpster fire. Yeah, I bet it is. Can I get a shout out? Yes, you can. Cool Rooster Games. Shout out to Cool Rooster. I should not toast Cool Rooster. It's just age inappropriate, probably. Bronny James. Jason Meads was banned in books of horror. Not by me. Oh, yes, he has a picture of Steph Curry. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you found him. Oh, cool. Philip Fracassi and I have sold books back and forth before Boys in the Valley was released. Game changer. Yeah. Read any of the Hannibal books? Yes, I've read 2 of them. I have to read Hannibal and Hannibal Rising. But Red Dragon, one of my all-time favorite books. Red Dragon's amazing. Silence of the Lambs, it's a brilliant book. I know what it looked like to a lot of you out there that I was about to say something negative about Silence of the Lambs, and I'm not. I'm trying to eradicate Jodie Foster from my reading of Clarice, but brilliant book. But I think Red Dragon has all the magic. I think that is the most brilliant star, and Silence of the Lambs dims just a little. It feels like a retelling of Red Dragon. And for that, it loses some of that like new, just the new. I think I read Red Dragon before I read Silence, but because I had seen Silence of the Lambs, but when I read Red Dragon, to me that's the pinnacle. Now I haven't read Hannibal, and then I heard bad things about Hannibal Rising. So, but Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs are amazing. Garcia. So there, that's an answer there. Tommy Knockers is the shiz. Good. I'm glad somebody else feels that way. Hello, Dave. Good to see you. Agreed. I already got my 4 exes and 14 kids to deal with. I ain't got no time for internet nonsense. Chad's here. I didn't see Chad. Hey, Chad. Where's Chad? Did I miss Chad? Oh, I don't see Chad. Creepy Couch or I hated Insomnia, and SK fanatics tell me that's blasphemy. I didn't hate Insomnia. I liked it. I thought it was bloated, but I liked it. I thought it took a while to get to a point. The Mad Peck died. Just found out. Mad Peck? Who's the Mad Peck? Flash, I loved Insomnia, but I can see why some folks don't like it. I like Cell, but didn't like Tommy Knockers. I mean, yes. My favorite Stephen King is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Not a popular opinion, but I love that story. And that's the thing. These books could hit us right in a mood. It could hit a nerve that we didn't even know we had. It can flavor something that in our life at that moment that we're just receptive to. It's like there's no telling what really strikes us. And I don't get mad at people that don't like what I like. So that's cool. I have never heard anybody who thinks The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon is their favorite. Do you have the pop-up book, Patty? I agree. Love that book, but the hate it gets is annoying as hell. Does it get hate? I've never heard anybody elevate it to a favorite, but I've never heard people like hate on it. If we are giving out SK opinions, I'm a big fan of the Bill Hodges trilogy. Something about it I love. I loved Mr. Mercedes. I loved that book. I thought that was awesome. End of comment. Because I thought it was like diminishing returns. I actually thought the end of Watch was better than Finders Keepers, but not as good as Mr. Mercedes. I challenge someone to give Jeff an angle on Chiz. I'm telling you, I was hoping somebody would send me. I was hoping he would hear me rant and send me memorials or Becoming the Boogeyman or whatever, one of his books. So I'd give it an honest read. I've read Widow's Point and I've read The Girl on the Porch. And The Girl on the Porch is just dreck. It's just awful. But I'm happy. I'm happy to consider all opinions. And I do read other reviews and try to get at like why some books I don't like. Like what are the raves? Usually when I see raves about a book I don't like, it's not substantive enough. And that's fair because a lot of people like me do reviews. Will just say it was a great read. I highly recommend it. I loved it. It kept me engaged. So a lot of people write reviews based on how they felt reading the book, and that's totally fair. So, but it doesn't get to the meat. Like what I really loved about it was how it did this. So those are the reviews I really scan for. I want to know, what am I missing? Julianne Moore was a better Clarice. I would not fight you on that. I didn't see Hannibal. But to me, Julianne Moore, her persona, the way she would act, Jodie Foster did not play Clarice. Jodie Foster played a more, in some ways, Jodie Foster played a more feminist Clarice, which is a good read on the character, but not accurate. You know what I mean? So like, I understand that take, and I think it has its value, but that's not true to the character. I want that character to have some of those flaws that Jodie Foster eradicated. In some ways, she was more of a feminist Clarice, which in a lot of ways, Clarice is a female empowerment character in many, many, many ways, but she still has some of that, some trappings that I think a pure feminist lens would want to eradicate and not give her any of that sort of desire for Crawford, because that's weak, because it becomes a trap of heterosexuality. I don't know. I'm trying to like compartmentalize. But in some ways, like when I watched it again in the movie, Clarice, Jodie Foster's Clarice, totally flubs the ending. Like in the book, I don't get Clarice's nerves, but in the movie, her nerves are very obvious. So I felt that was a failing of that feminist empowerment. Anyway, didn't mean to go all English lit up in here, but I would agree. I think Julianne Moore has the chops to bring about those nuances without making them weaknesses. See, that's the thing. Clarice had nuances which were not necessarily weaknesses, and it didn't diminish the character for me at all. Professor Jeff. I just ordered Red Dragon. I'm very excited. It's amazing. Anyone heading to any of the Joe Abercrombie tour dates? Good to see you, Michael. No, I didn't. I don't know anybody who is, but please sound off in the comments if you are. 100% agree with Hans on Julianne Moore. I have 3 copies of Tommy Knockers. Is it because she didn't try the distracting accent? Interesting. Well, yeah, Jodie had her own Jodie voice. Yeah. John Peck, a.k.a. the Mad Peck, is an American underground cartoonist, rock poster artist, and disc jockey. Oh, his most famous poster is a 1978 comic book style poster that starts with the line, Providence, Rhode Island, where it rains 2 days out of 3, except during the rainy season, where it snows like a bitch. Oh, well, kudos to the Mad Peck. Cheers on this St. Fatty's Day. Good question, Phil. There's a pop-up book. Oh, Patty, really? You didn't know? Is there? Phil has a question, and you guys can ponder it while I get the pop-up book. Is there an SK book that made anyone cry? Patty, this is probably the thing I've seen most ridiculed. Is the Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon pop-up book? I've seen people mock it, and my copy is a little bit damaged. I don't think the pop-up pops up quite like it used to, or like it's supposed to. It's got a bend in some of it. So yeah, it's a pop-up book. It's kind of a clunky sort of thing. The way they handled the text is kind of clunky. It's just like in boxes here. I don't know if it includes all the text, but yeah, I destroy this every time I look at it. So, but yeah, there's a pop-up book. See, there's the Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon running around. Oh, I got this rainwater in a bag, I think. She looks very like, not well. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad I could share that with you. I didn't realize it would be a show and tell with the Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon pop-up book. Mr. Mercedes was okay, but the other two I found almost unreadable. Well, Holly Gibney will do that to you. My favorite of Hodges 3 is the second. Oh, well, me and you are complete opposites, finders keepers. It kind of did get into a groove, but and see, Mike, I don't hate on you for it. We all have our likes and dislikes, and we can still talk. Yes. Yes, there is. Yes, there is one for sale on Abe Books for $2,300. No. Or is it 20? No way. This is not worth 2,000 unless it's signed. You can find this on eBay. People are dumping this all the time. I can't find that for $2,300. Hey, yo, what's up, Sean? Good to see you. I've read everything he's written. I like a lot of people, and Cell was the only book I really didn't enjoy at all. I have no trouble finishing any other of his books. I just like about everything. I like just about everything. Yeah. And I love Cell. I thought it was like his most disciplined, focused book. Like Insomnia, I really, really liked, but I thought it was bloated. And in some ways, same with Doomakey, although I really did like Doomakey. 11/22/63 was extremely bloated. So Cell was sort of like, wow, Stephen King got a hold of his story and he rode that story all the way to the finish line in a real focused way. Long days and pleasant nights, Ronan. Patty, the Girl Who Loved Top Gordon pop-up book is all over eBay for around $20. Yeah. So who has read D7 yet? Yeah, I'm up here. The last book of Dark Tower made me cry, if we were answering that question. Yes, that is the only one that made me cry as well. But I did. I remember when I finished that book. Oh, I'm getting choked up now because I was a new dad and I had my son on my lap when I finished that book. And I was just moved. I was very emotional as a new dad. I had my son there. I was holding him. He was sleeping. He never slept on my chest unless I was walking around. So it was very rare for me to be able to read. And I read the last bit of that book with my son on my lap. And I did. I got, yeah. Uh-huh. It was that. So that's a good call, Ronan. I'm going to see Joe Abercrombie in Austin on May 17th. Get that signature. I'm still waiting for my copy of D7 to come. No, really? Can't wait, though. Damn. That is great news. I'll have to go look for it. Yes. Jeff, any news on Jeff Kahn? Rough waters, Alexia. And I got to respond to you. I'm just ringing a distant bell. You wrote to me on Patreon. I've got to respond to you. Yeah, it's rough waters. I got to really look at some stuff. So, but thank you for asking. We're going to really, really get it going. But I have no news to share right now. Just know it's really, I'm digging in. If the book contained better quality, it probably would have been better for a pop-up book. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it fits as a pop-up book, but I don't think they did it that well. It's like it's short enough to be a pop-up book, but still too much text. I don't know. Yes, it's a signed one for 2350. Yeah. When is Jeff's Con? My friends and I want to go. November 8th was the tentative date, but then we got smacked down by the place we wanted to have it. So we're back to square one in a lot of ways. So I will let you all know when and where. And I'm trying to make it where it's not interfering with any holidays and travel should be easy. So, but we got to make some decisions really fast. Jeff Kahn. Jeff is just plain wrong as usual. Yep. As usual. As the usual. I don't like bloat, but I like bloat when I like the content. So 11/22/63 is good. Yes, when you love it, you don't want it to stop, and you're willing to just stay there in the moment. For example, Ghoul in the Cape, big behemoth of a book. Could he have shortened it? Yes. Could he have shortened it? No. Ghoul in the Capes. I love that book. It's not Capes is not plural. I was about to say something else, but Ghoul in the Cape is one of my all-time favorite Josh Malerman books, and it has to be as long as it is. It has to be. So was dope. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad. Books is not a bookstore; it's a search engine. Yeah. Cell may have been tight, but it was just another zombie book after many, many zombie books. Maybe, but it was Stephen King's zombie book, and it was his indictment of social media before it really took us over. It made us zombies. So prescient, I will add. Anyone read Fisherman Langan? I picked it up after Aussie Sean's recommendations. It's my first of his. Haven't read it. Everybody says it's brilliant. I need it. I missed out on the Undertow publication. And I wish I had a copy. Your son will never forget the face of his father. He's trying, probably. No, but thank you. That is an honorable, that is a very worthy, the quartet thing to say to somebody. So we are travelers well met, Ronan. Indeed. I think The Fisherman is a 5-star read. Yeah. What the hell, Jeff? You best not fail us. I fail myself. But yes, I'm really not trying to fail anybody. And yeah, we'll swing it around. We'll get this boat. We'll right the ship, even if it's just us in a dive bar toasting better days. His writing seems a little unique to me. I'm less than a quarter in. He's more literary. Jesse, good to see you, Jesse. High five. Kevin, it took me back-to-back reads to get and love The Fisherman. Wow. Anyone know a cheap place to replace the glass in the back of an iPhone? You got to go. I don't know. The only place I would go is you break, I fix. There's a chain. Other than that, I don't know. Just buy a new iPhone. That's what capitalists do. Write the ship back to Rapture Brewing if all else. Oh man, wasn't that the best? Try Needful Things. Don't make me come down there and run it for you. Oh my God. That might be the cure. I can't spam hearts anymore. I don't know why. Hearts are all broken, maybe. All of us in a dive bar sounds awesome. It does. It does. And I was trying to get sort of that charm, man. I was trying to get that charm. But you know what? Just like Brian James Freeman, if you saw his Levidian post, he was talking about slipcase makers, his Patreon post. And he was talking about how competitive and non-competitive small publishing is, and like what a one big family it is, and how his slipcase maker was purchased by a foreign entity and then closed down. So the slipcase maker he was working with at Cemetery Dance for ages was no longer his go-to. And so he reached out to other publishers, other small press publishers. And like within the hour, they got back to him with their contact information. And that's awesome because number one, they're giving him a resource. And number two, they're now jamming that slipcase maker's production line with a competitor's product. And see, that's how I see it. Like, I don't see authors competing with authors or artists competing with artists. They're all making this community better. And it's adding things to the menu. It's making it more vibrant, more amazing. And that's the thing. Like, an author that gels with me might not gel with someone else, and vice versa. Look at Butcher Boy. Like, that is one of my all-time favorite books, and you can get a signed first edition for like nothing. The Suntup edition was the first, not the first one. I think Johnny Got His Gun was another one, but and The Collector. Those three books were the first like very weak spot in the Suntup market. And I felt horrible because it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's just an amazing book to me. It's lyric, it's depressing, it's heartbreaking, it's shocking, and I love it for all those reasons and more. And it just doesn't hit anybody. So there's no real competition. Levidian's doing The Ferryman. I don't care about that book, but somebody who does is going to be blown away. And so there's room for all these editions out there, and it's not nearly as cutthroat as other lines, other business interests. So I love that. I love it, and wait, what was this? So I don't really know what I was connecting it to, but I did want to talk about that. And I thought it was an amazing story that Brian James Freeman conveyed, that there was this camaraderie, this family between competitors. And I will say, he's like, I hope that lasts. And that's the one thing that when it gets more crowded and, we got a Conversation Tree and a Suntup Treasure Island, some of these things do sort of clash. We got a lot of neuromancers out there. It just, I hate to see that happen where everybody starts, I'd like to have that choreographed dance and not everybody stepping on everybody's toes, because then it can get ugly the more crowded it gets. But, it was heartening to see. But I'm dying to know who those publishers were, because he said 2 people got back to him with the same contact information. And it was a blessing in disguise. That's what the point was because he was getting a faster, better quality product than he was used to at that old facility. And sometimes you need somebody to bump you out of your rut, out of your cozy lane, because there's something better on the other side, even though you don't know that there's something better right around the corner. Getting bumped out of it. Oh, Jesse. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. $4.99, Jesse. I got a bell to ring. I don't have a bell to ring. Cheers to you. Just scored a Ghoul in the Cape arc today. Congrats. I bet you're going to get it signed. I have the arc as well, but I didn't get it signed. That's awesome, man. Thank you for that. That's very kind. And congrats on the arc. That's amazing, because that's like one of my all-time favorites. And again, that didn't really jive. That book wasn't really selling that well on the secondary. There's a lot of things. I don't know. I genuinely love all these things. And it seems like the rest of the world doesn't really follow. Like the John Dies at the End series, I absolutely love. And that's still lingering at Midworld. It's like, it is what it is. And I don't try to look at that as I'm deficient or supernatural. We just like what we like, I guess. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. No, you should rent the Fireside Bowl in Chicago if it's still standing. Going back to Chicago, that would be interesting. In all honesty, maybe Jeff's not a good recommendation to look at trade in and upgrade. Got a good recommendation to look at a trade in and upgrade. Yeah. But a 14 Pro Max, you're pretty much there. You probably got to throw a little bit on it. I don't know. I have a Ghoul in the Cape arc, and it is signed to me. Yes, I remember that. So jealous. I was so, and that's because Hans, you went for the brass ring. You went for it. I remember that. You're like, hey, I would love one, and he's like, and I remember that it was a Facebook. I might be misremembering. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, he really hit you. You hit the moment. You went for it, and he sent it to you, and I was so happy to see that. I figured it out, Jesse. Looks like there isn't a back glass repair in the 14 Pro Max. Ooh, oh, the back glass. Duh, yeah. Ouch. I picked up those Midworld books because of a review. I made sure to let him know that in the comments. Oh, well, thank you, David. You should get a kickback. No, I mean, he's probably like, I'm grateful that I got something to move out, and probably appreciative of that. I and so that's good. I'm glad you did that. If anybody does buy something on my recommendation, feel free to let them know so that they feel good about the community out there, as well as maybe coming out here to see what everybody's saying too. Sit in on a live. Someone needs to do American Psycho. Centipede Press did American Psycho, and I want it, but it's like $1,000 book. Centipede Press. You are misremembering. I got the Ghoul in the Cape arc from Earthling and caught up with Mallerman at a con. Oh, okay. Oh, well, what was the one thing that you went for that brass ring and you got it because you were like, I asked and you got it. There was something, and it was you. It was you. I do remember that. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was a different timeline because I've shifted into different timelines. So I just saw a PP of Third Rule someone posted in the fan page. Didn't know they shipped yet. Looks really. Who was that? Anybody know? I didn't know they shipped yet either. I love those Pargin books. Pargin. I keep saying Pargin. Pargin. Yeah, I do too. John Dies is an amazing series. Balls to the wall, action horror weird. I know. I wonder if they shipped a couple out just so they could say they were first edition. You're on to something, Mike. Midworld Press books, 5 stars. They do good work. They do. Darn, it's my wife's phone. She didn't have Apple Care. I'll probably look into a trade-in if she wants. It's on Fans of PP. Rick Boolist posted it. I commented on your Night of Long Knives book video that I got Radical Folio's cover, and it's outstanding. Didn't know how to tell him that you referred me. Oh, okay, all right. I'll see. I saw some comments. I have been slow to respond to comments on YouTube, but I'll let him know. Jake Goldberg, great guy, and I love the joy he's bringing to book collectors with these slipcases. He's really onto something, and I hope more people patronize him. Does anyone remember what indie bookstore carries signed Malfi books? No, but Mitch should know. Mitch, same thing Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. just said. Mitch would know. I do kind of vaguely remember him posting that. I would like to remember because I would like to buy those too. Park Books. Now it's on the record. I'm going to write it down. Park Books. Yes, Park Books. Yes. Cool. So, yes, head over there for those. Mitch comes out like a rainbow after the storm. You're a rainbow. You come out after the storm. But yes, thank you guys. I'm only a little behind. Cool. That's cool. We're all a little behind sometimes. Let me see. Let me go to that Fantasia Press. Fans of Fantasia Press and pull up that copy of Third Rule. All right. Well, does anybody really want to see it? Oh, that bastard has my number. Oh, I'm pissed off now. I asked for that number. Thank you, gentlemen. I was just trying to get Mitch out of the corner. Let me share it. Hold on. I got to do this thing where I pull this over here. Facebook. I'm a little pissed off because I asked for number 5 and he got number 5. Oh, yeah, if you don't want to see it, I'm sorry. If you don't want to see it, don't view. I'm going to try to get signed by him. I have the arc of On Day of the Pig and also waiting on the arc of that one as well. So I'm going to get all 3 signed at the same time. Yeah. Couldn't resist conversation trees, 20,000 leagues. Nice. Nobody leaves baby Mitch in the corner. Bro, fight him, Jeff. That's funny. No fighting. No fighting. So this is the slipcase for third rule. And it is out. And it was posted 19 minutes ago. So this is the day before the release date. Oh, damn. Look at that, everybody. I wish Rick took better photos because it's cut off at the top there. Third rule of time travel. Man, I cannot wait to get mine. Look at this beautiful baby. Oh, my God. There's the Francois art. That opening sequence. You guys are going to be breathless. Oh, look at that. GTFO. He's got number 5. Look, I have number 5 Boys in the Valley. I have number 5 Gothic. And that's where mine. And I have number 5. Oh, wait a second. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. And by the way, yes. Jake Goldberg case on Serafina. And I should have. Yes, there it is. Number 5, Serafina. So this guy's got my number 5. I asked for 5. They said they couldn't do it. And that's okay because I got Thunderstorm to give me 55 on those collections. So I got that. And I got Levidian to give me 555 on Child Note Strangers. So I got all 5s, but I really wanted 5. I wish I didn't see that. I wish I didn't see it. I'm going to go cry my tears. I'm going to cry 5 tears tonight before I go to bed. Hey, Patty, I found a signed sprayed edge of Senseless, Malfi's newest, through Forbidden Planet out in the UK. Nice. Senseless. Okay, good. So Park Books and Forbidden Planet for Senseless. Good leads, man. This is what I'm here for. These are the best views from the cheap seats. Yes, your old number looks great. Yeah, that book looks nice. And Stephen Whitehouse Jr. hooked me up with number 5 on the Witch Tree. How cool that he got number 5. What a power move. Yeah. Serafina number 5. Yep. Definitely a sweet looking book. Haha, read Alex PP post that he just put out. That's the only third rule. Rick picked it up in person, so it was the actual first release. No other copies shipped yet. Huh. Let's go Ocean's 11 on his ass for the number 5. Oh, I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad. But if anybody could retrieve that number 5, I would trade him. I don't know what number I'm getting, but it's going to have a 5. So I'm pretty safe. I think Diana is going to hook me up with a, either a 55 or a 555. I told her, what I wanted. And if 55 works, great. Then it matches Thunderstorm. And it's only because Earthling started me on the 5s with Fracassi. Hello, Vincent. Good to see you, Anthony. Doesn't count then. That is the equivalent of riding in a car and hopping out at the end saying, yeah, I know. See, that's the thing. it is kind of, it's a technicality, but it's not right. They should have, every customer should have had that book in their hands before tomorrow, if to call it a first edition, because that's a cheat. It's a sleight of hand. Not that it's a major. It's not like a Chismar dick move. No. I mean, to equate it into like kind of clutch my pearls and my monocle falls into the drink is a stretch. Like, nobody's outraged about it. But it's a cheap way to say a first edition. You know what I mean? It's it's kind of sliding in there under the door. But it's beautiful and it's great to see it out in the wild. I can't wait to get mine. It's a shame they haven't shipped them yet. Um, 55 is my birth year. Yes, you can do -5. Oh, Jesse, that's a good point. It's awkward because I bought a copy of the Third Rule of Time Travel today from Barnes and Noble, so I think I'm the one that got the real first edition. Oh, it's kind of awkward. Yes. No, there were people that had Third Rule of Time Travel in their hands. So before Fantasia. So again, that's the risk you take. He was supposed to be a week before the release. I like 11 because it's one higher than 10. This one goes to 11. I agree. Doesn't count. The paperback and everyone else will have tomorrow will be the first edition. Yeah. I and everyone else have. Yeah. Ding, ding, Mitch and Barnes & Noble win. Hello and happy St. Patty's Day. Good to see you, Russell. Good to see you. Happy St. Patty's Day to you. Shlanya. Nobody is outraged about it? Think again, Jeff. Nobody's outraged about Fantasia Press sliding in under the door. I mean, on the level of outrages, it's like the book is getting published. It's still relatively timely. It's going to be beautiful. Right, Mitch? All along, we heard PP would be the first. Yeah. I know. I'm just used to the broken promises in this game and the unforeseen delays, and it happens to the best of them. And among those people, I consider Brian James Freeman and Paul Suntop, and Jared's going through pushbacks on Frankenstein. All the best people with the best intentions and the best motivations, they have setbacks. So Alex is a week late, 2 weeks late getting it out the door. So Smokey's toe slipped over the line. I understand Walter's going to pull a piece out on the lanes and make a market 0, but all in all, it's really not an outrage. I demand a 10% refund for it not being the true first. Oh my God. Well, I would like that. So I can get behind that campaign. I submitted my complaint as soon as I saw your photo. You lodged it with Diana and Alex, I hope. Don't pull Philip into this. Because see, that's what you guys are doing, man. You're ginning up you're being rabble rousers, and you're gonna get the whole bunch of people going to Philip asking him, when's this book coming out? Tomorrow is what's so funny? My first note here for this. Look at that. Go Jeff your shelf. Third rule. Tomorrow is release day. Surprised/disappointed about Fantasia Press. That was in my notes to reflect my feelings about Fantasia Press not landing with that first edition limited edition. Yes. So I was prepared to say I was surprised they didn't get it out and disappointed. And then you add this little end run around the rules and getting a first edition out the door, and then understanding that Mitch already had the first edition. So it's a lot of now everybody's like they're getting their penalty flags out on the field. They're getting the chain. They're going to set what's the first down. And it's an ugly business. So I was prepared to say I was disappointed. I was prepared. Now, I'm getting copies from the UK tomorrow. I'm getting my Amazon copy tomorrow. I'm getting my Underbrush books with the book plate tomorrow. So a lot of my copies are landing on release day. But I want everybody to go out and celebrate release day. Please, like everybody here, post photos of Third Rule. When you get it, or if you have an arc, post a picture of it and rave about it. Like, let's give this a good celebration. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. Considering that Orbit isn't renewing a contract or entertaining another book from Philip, which is just goddamn bizarre. Let's celebrate it. Let's make it a big deal. Let's go tell everybody about Third Rule and really just sort of saturate social media. That would be heartwarming. Rules are rules, dude. So Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr., you are the Walter to my dude. Amazon says I will get my paperback copy by 10 p.m. tomorrow. More like Phantasmazar. Phantasmar Press. Okay, now I've taken a joke too far. My bad. Dude, were these legit notes? I'm so proud. I think that's a tear. Yeah, they were legit notes. I wrote them ahead of time. I don't write. You didn't. I did write these. I did write these down. Park Books, Forbidden Planet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, art print reveal, which was cool. The Tyler Jones art print reveal was going to make an appearance tonight, and it still is. But Forbidden Planet for Senseless. That's my penmanship. So it's awful. Maybe it's all a little time travel magic. The timeline is being tampered with. Perhaps. The first edition of Third Rule was Observe. Oh, you are a man after my own heart, sir. Here we are. Here we are. Yes. Here it is. I don't know why I didn't have these geared up, geeked up to get going, but yes, this was the first edition. And I haven't read Third Rule yet. I've read Observe, and now I'm going to read Third Rule with this new release, and I'll probably make it a book club book. But I understand it didn't go through the drastic revisions that Serafina and Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre went through. So there's some books that I was lucky enough to have very early read on, and Observe didn't go through drastic changes. Love that book, man. Oh, it's just brilliant. And then when I heard at Fracassi Fest him reread that first chapter, God, it brought me right back. It's just a balls to the wall, awesome book. I can't wait for everybody to read it. I'm getting my copy from a local indie, and I had Philip send some book plates to her. So happy. Oh, that is cool. I get to see his books in my hometown. That is awesome. I love that. What are you talking about? Looks great for a third grader. Where can I get me a copy of Observe? You cannot. It is the very, very early author's arc, and it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how many there were. I don't know how many are floating around out there. If you see any get sold, I'd be shocked. I'd never say never. When I die, my kids will sell them for pennies. But I wouldn't say never. these probably went to a lot of people that Philip talked to personally. So I don't know. But I wouldn't count on ever seeing one out in the wild. So it's a hard one. And, that's the only way I'm going to part with mine is that I'm dead. I'm dead. And my kids will be too busy pointing at my grave laughing to sell my books, probably. Ha ha. I have that observe. I love it. So sad they changed the name. Yeah, I thought that wasn't a good change. But Third Rule Fee Club, book club in a few weeks. Gonna announce it in the group tomorrow. Zoom with Phil FRACASSI and everything. Bring your own dip. Yes. Gotta attend that. Gotta attend that. You can't, sadly, that was an arc for beta readers. Yeah. You're out. Take it easy, Hans. Thank you again for making this St. Patty's Day miracle really wonderful. Usually St. Patrick leaves puke in my socks. And so this was really awesome. Thank you for being here, Hans. Welcome. Even if it's just for one night, even if you're like, man, I remember why. Can't stand that guy. It was a really sweet to have you back. I hope you do come back next week, man. Yeah, but somebody may want to get rid of it sometime. Bring back live reactions on Jeff's YouTube live. I don't know where it went. Peace out, Hans. I'm getting buried with mine. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. There's a couple of FRACASSI titles up there that are like, I will haunt my children if they sell them. So just bury me with them. More than a couple. I have one book up there that you absolutely cannot get. Dudes. Yeah. Because it's never been published anywhere. And that's this. The Blue Butterfly. It hasn't been published yet. So this, again, is something that does not, it's just like Observe. It does not exist. And it won't in this state ever. So, but this is a book that should get the light of day. It's a lot of fun. It's a really interesting book because I wouldn't call it YA, but I could see it appealing to a younger audience easily. In fact, I don't know why Tor Nightfire or Titan or Orbit would not want this book. It would be a big book. I think I could see easily this being like a book talk thing. That's usually a disparaging remark because those books are popular and I'm not sure on their substance, but this was a great read. So yeah, that will be buried with me. Oh, you were at the Tyler Jones Patreon chat? Damn it. That one would be tough to come by, but never say never. Joel Sundquist might have gotten one. You could ask him. I know he'd sell. Yeah, don't know Joel, but thanks for the lead. Yeah, thanks for the direction. He probably already eBayed it. Yeah. All of my FRACASSIs have personalized inscriptions. Dare I call them association copies? No one else would even want them. Right. All of my FRACASSIs are signed. This one has a doodle in it. Do I show you guys? Hey Jeff, happy holidays. With the butterfly. So, and then, Observe is inscribed to me as well. And Philip is the only author I want personalizations from. Because if I go to Robert McCammon, and I did, you want it flat signed or do you want it inscribed? This is a flat sign it because I don't know Robert McCammon. I don't. I've gone to his events and he's great, but I've not sat like in a room with him and jawed with him. Like. But Philip, I have talked to more than anybody else, more than any other author. So his inscriptions actually mean something to me, and they're very personal. Like like that to me. Otherwise, it's phony. Like best wishes, Jeff. Best wishes from Joe Hill. Like okay, and it's very nice. It's not a bad thing. Like if I bought a book as a gift, I'd want it personalized to that person because that's a gift. Like if producer Jill loved Joe Hill and I went to a Joe Hill signing, best wishes, Jill. Oh, it's for me. Like it gets a little more special. But there's just like I don't know you, you don't know me, and I'm a big fan of your work, and I want you to sign it because that authenticates like I was there, I met you, and that you signed it in front of me, and that to me is special. So here, would you part with Observe for the Stan Coffin edition? No. It's an easy answer. No, I would not. Not at all. I want all your own personalized arcs, Steven, even though I have them all. Thanks for showing, Jeff. Love seeing those arcs. Well, that's good. That's why I do it. I just don't want it. I don't want people to feel like I'm rubbing their noses in it or creating jealousy or, FOMO and all that. And definitely these arcs are gone. So hitting up Philip for them is not going to work. And that sounded bad, but you know what I mean? Like, nobody has them. They don't exist anymore. So I feel bad showing things that nobody can get. So it's not a good feeling, but I do like sharing the joy. So it's a double-edged coin, or it's a double-edged sword, or it's a two-sided sword. It's a two-edged coin, whatever analogy you want to mash up. Jesse, you have to beat me in a duel to get any of my Philip Fracassis. Can't believe it isn't sold. And it's the first of a trilogy. Yeah. I can't believe it isn't sold because it hits all the right. It's like now would be a great time to release that book. I think it hits all the right notes for today's book reading market. It's a thriller. It has sci-fi elements. It has horror elements. That's why I wouldn't go so far as to say YA, but it really does skew to a younger audience and it has strong female leads. Like I'm not somebody I care about that. I care about strong, well-developed characters. But to some people who are keeping a score on a scorecard, it does check that box. And I won't disparage that if you are a girl and you want to read strong female leads, then yeah, I think that's important to you. Sure. I, for one, think representation is good. And, but I also don't like putting people in boxes. You are this, and therefore you are worthy or not worthy. It's a very bad place to be. Anyway, this book has a lot of good stuff that people want in literature right now. And I think it would be a big, big book. I want to read Blue Butterfly in the Worst Way. I know. And I see that's what, only because Philip and I are buddies. Hard agree. Yes. Mine is described to me in Steph. No doodle, though. Oh, I know of one of Lovin's won that Blue Butterfly for Fracassi Fest. Joe, so jealous. I know. I was sitting right next to them. I know, David. And it's like, damn. It was a tough one. Would you part with Observe for the number 5 of Third Rule? No. Because that Observe is special to me. It's like, that's like the Beach Boys. It's so special to me. The number 5 was just the same signature page. Instead of 55, they wrote 5. Ultimately, it's a vanity thing to want those matching numbers, but they're not special. It's a vanity, but not that next level rare, that next level sentimental deep meaning, you know? It's like I like to know that all those number fives are there, but the significance doesn't get to that deeper level, you know. I know I think of it as a bonus for being a beta. I don't read the actual final edition until it's released, at which point I have read the beta arc at least 3 times. See, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what I like to do too. I like to, you know, I've never been in that position before, honestly. It's just with Philip. Well, Philip and Tyler Jones. So those two authors, it's like I get to read a cool version, an early version, working out some of the details, and then the final version. So that's the read ahead of me for Night of Long Knives and Third Rule. I can't wait. All the Arkansas people won books at Fracassi Fest. It was surreal. Yeah. Would you part with Observe for a keg of Jeff Ward Stout? I'm sorry, Mitch. No. And that is that's among some of the toughest. That's of the offers. That's a tough one. Oh, that is a really tough one. Jeff Ward Stout is very special to me. Oh, that was a tough one, Mitch. But no, not for nothing. I don't think there's anything I can't think of that's, I guess no. I was gonna say, like, let's say Suntub did a Philip Fracassi book. Let's say Suntub did a lettered edition of Boys in the Valley or any Fracassi title. Third Rule. Would I trade Observe for that? I don't even know if I would. Honestly, I don't even know if I would. I don't know. I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, bullshit, you wouldn't have. I don't know, man. It's like, this just means something to me, you know, that to have that inscription, you know, it's just like, I don't know. That's so, yeah. But it was a curveball, Mitch. I think he would only part with it if it was a bottomless keg. Lance. Oh, what about a letter Child Alone with Strangers personalized by Philip and doodle by Francois? No. Nope. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. A lifetime supply. Yeah. Remarked. Yeah. This is weird. Observe is also my favorite Fracassi. We never overlap. I know. It's not just that it's my favorite, but that is part of it. Because I have a couple other Fracassis direct from him that I also would not part with. There's just something about it. It's like it's not superstitious. Like if I break up the set, if I it's not like I'm betraying, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm sending a bad vibe into the world. I'm betraying Philip. Because it's not like I'm selling it for just a few bucks, you know, like the offers you're outlining are like outrageously awesome. So it's not like I'm selling them out. But there's just some magic to it, man. You know, there's some magic to these books I've got from Philip. And you know, recently, I'm not gonna I wasn't gonna say anything, but Philip was looking for a book, and he was looking to buy one, and I'm like, I got you. I'll send it to you. I have that book. I could send it to you. He's like, really, dude? How much do I? I'm like, you don't owe me anything. You've given me like this book, and you've given me this book, and some other you sat and signed, exhausted after a full day of Fracassi Fest, and you signed every book I brought you with inscriptions and everything. And dude, you don't owe me shit. This book doesn't even get us even as far as what you owe me. And I meant it. It's true, and it was not a cheap book. But I sent it to him, and it was like, because for me, the weight of these books is so much more important, like so much more special to me than anything I could just buy. And so I was happy, and I was happy it was something he was looking for that I had that I could send him. So for me, it was like, it was like, we're not even, like I said, we're not even yet. Being able to read, observe, and he listened to what we talked to him on the phone about it, and about Autumn Springs, and about Serafina, and he listened to our feedback too. So like, those books are like more than just collectibles. I'm invested in them at an emotional level that can't be bought. Fracassi Fest was magical, yeah. Anyone have a recommendation on where I might find some old Dark Fusion books? I have no idea. But if anybody can help Kevin out, can't wait for Jeff Kahn, which is the secret Fracassi Fest 2. Yeah, it is. It wouldn't be anything without Philip. Fracassi Fest was one of the busiest and best weekends of my short life. Well, you've only had like 8 weekends. Rest in peace, gone too soon. For real though, stay safe, man. I've been hearing about all the fires. No, really? It's been pretty wild over here, but the holes have been safe. I had no idea. Wildfires in Oklahoma? I had no idea, Mitch. Oh, stay safe. Be very, very. Oh, I'm sorry. Honestly, Philip could be in my house, grab a book I have, and I would probably just let him take it and say, fair enough. I know. It's true. That was some of the best hours sitting in the hotel lobby watching Philip sign books. It was a great time. Add to what Tyler, sitting at the same table signing arts was just as incredible. I know. Like, let's not forget that. That's awesome of you, Jeff. I'm sure he really appreciates you. Well, I mean, like I said, I appreciate him, and to get like that opportunity, like boom, boom, boom. I have it. It's easy. Observe is the only version I've read on the plane trip over to the U.S. Wow, that's amazing. Not a good book to read on the plane, though, with that open. Mitch, 2024 Man of the Year seems kind of like a lock to me. Amen. If Philip came to my house, I would lock him up and just make him write stories. Okay, Annie. I'd clone him and just keep writing my children's children for all eternity. That's dark. That's dark. Isn't that sort of the first season of Sandman? Sounds like an interesting idea for a book. You write the outline for his net. You just wrote his outline. Yeah. If damn autocorrect, also a little drunk. Oh, yeah. Everybody's a little drunk. St. Patty's Day, that's what I get. But I was going to talk about the Tyler Jones print. I don't know where it went though. Is it gone? I can't find it. Oh, wait, it was in my emails. Stupid. I'm talking about me. I'm stupid. Our print reveal. Is that a secret thing? Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Well, I could show this to you, I think, because he says where you can get it. Right? It's a cool art print. Art print reveal. Look at this. I'm going to have to scroll up, and you're going to have to see it like this. So it's an art print for the Patreon members. Dave, it's by Dave Dick. You guys really should exclusive art print. So I don't know what to say because he's like, if interested, here's Dave's website. So maybe I wasn't supposed to share it. Oh man, I'm like that. Maybe I just take it down. But anyway, that should be a commercial to get over to his Patreon, which I did not realize I was not at the right level. I'm not. Oh, you got to take the boss out? Okay. I think you can show it. Well, I did very quickly and I'm out. I'm gluing the last few labels on the DJs for Brothers Keeper. Then the shipping begins. Amazing. Love that book. Love that chapbook. And it's got me so geeked for Altman's Tongue. Another book you cannot buy is as it is sold out everywhere. So I'm really not doing anyone favors by showing it, but Altman's Tongue, I am so stoked for that. Oh, by the way, I did want to show this. Now we're in garbage time because, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. left. Yep. Who wants a salesman? I'm sure no one has ever really cared. Keep cooking him. And since I have unregulated cloning procedures, every reiteration of him is less and less. So he's just a blob. That's nasty. Love those dust jackets, Mitch. Dope for sure. Yes. So I got this in the mail today. I will never do a video for it, but this is Husks by Glenn Krish. I've always said Kirsch. Is it really Krish? I guess so. Either that or they misspelled his name. I thought it was Kirsch. Anyway, Glenn Krish. This was a exclusive for Cemetery Dance Club members. It was limited to, I don't know, 1,000. I'm like, that's how many people were in the collectors club? Damn, that's a lot. It's a lot of money that Chismar squandered. It's a cloth board. It's embossed. There's Glenn Krish. It's a really crappy production. So yeah, Glenn Krish, limited to 1,112. And it is really poorly done. This is an awfully awful. This is a print on demand. These boards are a lot bigger than the book block, and the binding is junk. This is a print on demand piece of crap. Now I will say, it's for a book nobody bought, so it was a promotion. But holy shit, it is just crap. I have no desire to read it. No offense to Glenn. And it's published 2024, and I'm just getting it now. No offense to Glenn. It's got art in it, Glenn Chadbourne art. And it's a shame that an author's work is going to be tainted by my relationship with the publisher. And in theory, it's a very nice gesture because I was in the collect. But this binding is just shit. Look at that. It feels like it's falling apart already. So, I mean, I'm glad I didn't pay for it. In some ways I did, but oh, look, somebody lost their head. So anyway, I got it. I thought it was worth showing and highlighting the slide in quality from the heyday, which is a real shame. But anyway, I just got a copy of Altman's Tongue delivered today. I'm excited to jump in as well. Yeah. Gotta go. Yes. And I'm going to head out too. Glad you all stopped by. Have you seen Multiplicity with Michael Keaton? Yeah. Clones of clones are no bueno. I've seen better hardcovers at Walmart. Yes. That is the first aspirational limitation I may have ever seen. Don't hold that against. No, I won't hold it against the author. It's a shame. But I see I'm over time. We're going to get going. I'm going to do this one toast really quick because there is a lot going on right now with people and going through storms. And I did not know Mitch was going through any of that. And so this week, it's mostly for Mitch. Sorry, man. Did not know, dude. So for all of you going through the storm, you will be better on the other side. I guarantee it. So cheers to you. Everybody take care of each other and yourself. Read some good books. Be good to each other. Great to see you back here, Hans. Remember, you always have a seat here, even if you bump against an opinion you don't like. We're all family. So hang out, have a drink, have a laugh, have a good book, and have a great week. And I will see you all next Monday. And yeah, I don't land planes. I crash them. So good night, everybody. Ha ha.